Alright, well here we go with Friedland, Eagles of Empire. Been dreading this, I really have. Since I first faced the rules, made it through a couple of times, new concepts with the area movement, etc. But let's get this kicked off. First thing we start off with is the weather roll. And for this, none too complicated here. I roll a die, a 6-sided die. On a 7 it's raining. On a 1 it's windy, and that'll give a +1 modifier to the next weather. There's no way to track the weather in the game, which is kind of a shame. It would be nice to have a little counter. Alright, so that's done. What else do we have? There's no reinforcements on this first turn. So now we got to try to figure out what's in command. And to tell you the truth, I'm assuming everything. Let's just start on the French side, and then I'll come back to show you if anything's out of command. We look at Linné, and what does he have under him? Well, he has this Grenadiers under Oudinot, but those aren't the right counters there. That's going to be these, so I have to trace from Linné to Oudinot. That looks like it's in command. What about from Oudinot out to this? I don't think I can go diagonally. I better check that. So yeah, command rules are a real bitch in this. I was right. Yeah, well, I wasn't right. You are able to trace diagonally, so Oudinot has command over this, I guess, with his big old 3. Got possible problems, though. If I lose this space, I'm going to lose command, and that could cause some issues. But then I start looking, and man, it's tough to distinguish what's what. So over here on the Russian side, okay, I've got Bagration somewhere. He's got to be on the field somewhere. Everybody's on the field for them. And I started looking for them, and it's just really hard to find these pieces in this game. There's no color coordination to really help you find a command that I can see. Obviously, you know, hey, there's pink units here, and what? Why are they pink? Maybe because there's options? I don't know. But then when I try to start looking, I can't even find Bagration. Maybe he's over here with Benningsen. No, that's Gorchakov. Doktorov, not to be confused with this guy, and you gotta look at the names, is over here, but we got Dorochow here. They look kind of similar in name. So let's look at him. Doktorov, what does he have? Well, he should have 3 units. There's no real distinguishing features of him, so I got to remember him by name. 3rd Titov, 7th Essen, and 8th Engelhardt. Okay, well, they're not all in command, I think. I can't get this 3rd Titov here. So now I got to look up, because there's special rules in the scenarios, who's in command. Now I doubt a single unit is, but for turns 6 through 9 a.m., Bagration, Doktorov, and Uvarov are in command. The rest of the structure follows the organization. Yeah, that's just going to be the leaders. So it looks to me, I don't put an activation. I put an out of command marker. Yeah, I know, it's on the back. But that's an issue there, and I think we're going to see it's not all there. Oh, wait, maybe these are joined at the corner here. If they are, he's in command. It's kind of hard to tell, but I think they count as joined at the corner right there, even though there's a river running through. My feeling is kind of the hell with the command rules. I'm just going to try to play, and maybe I'll start seeing the commands as I play. Assume that the first turn is all in command. Obviously, there's some close calls, though, so I got to be real careful. So let's just say everything's in command, because honestly, it is too difficult to be defining those commands with counters that, I mean, it's not like hex games where formations are kind of clumped together. Everything's just this mess, and it all looks the same. So far, I'm very unhappy with the playing of the game, even if the rules work well. The actual effort to put in does not please me, and the effort to deal with the rules doesn't please me. So now we're going to go to activations, and this is the meat of the game, having ignored everything else. And now, because this is a special scenario, we have to look here from 6 to 12. We use activation table 1 below rather than one of the ones on there, I guess. But wait. And this will tell us which activation table to use. Okay, so we open up with a Russian activation table 3 from scenario 3. Okay, and that fits this, which wouldn't be the same. Okay, so now we look up activation scenario 3, activation table 3, and you can see this is kind of annoying. Now, why did I get Russian here? And then it comes over here, use if one side has activated all its forces. Okay. That's not exactly what I'd expect. I'm going to get deactivate 2 Russian forces. What? Alright, I don't remember any rules about deactivation, so I'm going to have to look that up. I think what it means, I don't know what it means. It may mean double moves, it may mean they count as activated, but I don't get to do anything. I'm not sure. Okay, not too terrible choice location where this is where I was able to discover this. When somewhere or another here they talk about deactivation over in scenario 3. Sort of. They talk about inactivation when the activation table calls for the Russian to inactivate a force. I'm assuming that's what it is. I don't see any inactivation. Oh wait, no, they're here. Well, I'm going to guess that that's just a typo over here. And that it's not, I removed the activation. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to have to pick 2 forces. Well, now we come to the problem of, I don't know what a force is. And now I have looked at this significantly. The base rules tell you, this will be told in the exclusive rules. The exclusive rules don't tell you. What about the errata? No description there. So all I have to go from is this, to tell you the truth. Okay? Great. I have a right and a left. Those sound like wings. Too big? Maybe. But here's the problem. Everything here is pretty much units except for the cav commands. Over here, and I think I'm going to be flexible. Which is to say, I can deactivate anything with a leader. But there's no clear description of this. So for example, can I deactivate a cav command? Or a whole, you know, or do I stop up here? I'm going as flexible as possible, and that doesn't hurt the Russians here. So I'm going to deactivate the 14th cav. I don't know what the hell that is. And I'm going to deactivate, hey, the headquarters, I guess. That sounds good. I don't know, but I don't think I need those things. Actually, I'd kind of like the headquarters because I'd like to send some of these pioneers and stuff out. So I will deactivate Lambert's brigade. Again, I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to do this wing at a time. I know that it's probably capable to do that, but I can't tell from the rules. This is a game that you got to kind of play craps with what you're going to get out of the rule book. You know, it's a make it up on your own or look online or whatever, and I don't like looking up things online. I think that the decision that I come to can be as good as anybody else's uninformed opinion on what they meant on them, which would include actually the designer who probably doesn't remember anymore. Aha! Okay, so each of these little scenarios has its own activation. So Russian, each unit located on the division brigade band. So I think I'm doing it right at this small level. You can't command larger things. The exception is, and then there's a whole list, a whole bunch of things here in the support division which activate as a single. when the Russian roll a wing activation, they must do an entire wing band. Okay, so there are times when it has to be more. The Russian headquarters is, of course. Okay, so I'm kind of doing it right. We had another couple activations there, and now the French have just gotten one, and I don't remember how many because I'm over here on scenario 2. I think I rolled 1 French force activates. I think. Yeah. So now I got to try to figure out how the French can, what they can do, whether they can attack effectively. And for this, we really kind of have to look at the combat tables. Yeah. Remember, I got to get like a +6 in strength and other modifiers. So I start looking at something like this, and it's 8 to 5, but maybe it's 8 to 13. Again, I don't know the rules well enough to be able to see that. But to me, and I don't know how these dummies work. Oh boy, gotta look them up too. All right. Well, we flipped through all the specific rules for the scenario to see the extended, and we see that, except for having 2, all extended rules from scenario 2 apply. So we flip back to scenario 2. See, wonderful organization to this thing. And then let's look up extended there. May not attack division-sized units. May attack at half strength. Okay. So, but it defends at full strength, I guess. Alright. So I would have only 4 strength points from each of these counters, and that doesn't sound very good. To me, it just doesn't look like I have any attack opportunities. Maybe I have some artillery somewhere that I can use. So that doesn't seem terrible. So, well, let's try a bombardment. I only get 1 unit. I'm going to activate the reserve now. Well, let's see. This is, I think, a division under here. So that's what I'd be checking. But wait, I'm on scenario 2 here for French activation. By infantry division or cavalry division? Well, it's not either. So this is annoying. Well, I'm assuming artillery unit counts as one of them. I don't know. So this is an artillery unit, and I have a 3. Where are my other... Do I have my special artillery leaders on the board? It doesn't look like they've shown up yet. So I pretty much want to fire these guys. I got 3... Yeah, but some of it's horse artillery, which I can't use. Well... Alright, we'll look that up. So horse artillery can't fire at range 2, but I've got that on the hill by my setup. Regular non-horse is going to be at half strength. I'm just not going to get a lot of firepower. So, I guess I'll move them. I don't think I can bombard and move, but maybe I can. Yeah, looks like I can. Okay. So I'll move off this hill. Well, we gotta look and see if I can. Ah, I can't move. There's slopes there. Artillery can't move down from a slope, can it? Artillery only move on a road or trail. Well, that means I can go here. There's a road heading there. So I'll move there and I'll try firing. And I've got, it looks to me like 3 strength points. I'll fire into here. Now that, now we find the artillery modifiers, which exist somewhere, but I don't think anywhere except in the rule book. Stacking points equal to or greater than 3/4 of the stacking point limit. I'll be firing into here. That's 13. It's got a stacking of 30, so no modifier there. Cultivated marsh or village. See, these names are a little weird. What's cultivated? I'm pretty sure it's none of the others. That doesn't seem to exist here, but I can't be sure. Alright, we look in the explicit rules to see if that's all cultivated. I doubt it, but we'll see. Okay, all I can see, and it's not over there, is here there's clear, but there's no cultivated. I don't know if that's what they mean, but I'm not going to give the bonus. Woods, towns, or defensive works? No. So, how many strength points did we have again? We have 3. So we're just rolling a bombardment here. Now this is one of the few ways you can cause step losses in the game, is by bombarding something. I get a 2, so nothing happens, and I get my little activation marker. And that was pretty exciting. I'm going to load this one up. I'll continue through this turn as one set of videos, essentially.